So I'm at the fins underscore ledger transaction code. So what I'm specified to my system is that for my company code T0, did it come? T001. That whenever I'm converting the values to group currency and hard currency, that is USD in euro, the source is nothing but which currency would be the base to convert the values into USD in euro. So the source would be, I've selected 10, that is my company code currency, that is INR would be the base to convert the values into group currency or hard currency. We only have two options. Either you can use the document currency or the company code currency. It's left up to the business how they want to see the values in group currency or hard currency. If they select 10, then whatever the value first initially would be converted to your group into your company code currency, and that currency would be taken as the base to convert the values again into group currency and hard currency. And the exchange rate type would be M, and the transaction date, that is which date whether we'll be selecting is whether you can select transaction date or document date or posting date. So it's left to the business, and based on that you'll be selecting it. So this is the main configuration, that is here we specify so what will be the source, what will be the exchange rate type, and what will be the date. So whether it will be document date or a posting date or a translation date. So based on these three combinations, your group currency values and hard currency value gets determined. And one more thing, if I click on this global currency conversion settings, here you can see for all the company code currencies which are defined in S4HANA, the first line is company code currency. You can see the exchange rate type is M, and the translation date type is translation date, and this is graded out. So I've just gone through the notes. So it says that you cannot change, so you cannot change this setting, that is it would be always M, and the translation date would be always would not would we cannot change this setting. So because in our setting I wanted to use the posting date, but here only translation date is possible. So what I did is I just checked in SAP site. So let me show that also before we move further. So you can see there's a note. This is the you can see this is called as a note, SAP note, which says that the currency conversion here in this place you can see it says the currency conversion settings for the local currency type 10 are fixed from SAP. They cannot be changed. Translation date type is always transaction date, exchange rate type is M, and source is always document currency. So we cannot change this setting, but they have given a fix how we can do that. But just remember this setting, whatever you are seeing here, this is this would be constant. You cannot do any changes to this. So I cannot change my settings from translation. I cannot select document date or posting date in this case. So this note specifies that you cannot go and change the settings. And how I could find this note is that for every issue, if you face some issues, or if you want to know some details about any specific topic, we usually go to SAP OSS. SAP Launchpad. I'll just show you, but for this you require access. But since I have access, I was able to, yeah. So here in this place, you can, if you have some issues with anything, if you get any error message, you can just type it here, and this SAP will provide some notes with relevant to that. And since I just wanted to check on this one, on the currency transaction part. Okay. So this is the node. What is the node which I have on my screen? 2896070. 2896070. So this is the note. So it says that when you when you start working on a project, each client will have one SAP houses node, which are used for raising issues with SAP. So you can also use that, and then you can also find it. So you can see this field is gridded out. So it says that SAP says that you cannot do any changes to these settings. If you want, you can change the settings to your group currency and local currency for your group and hard currencies, but you cannot do any changes to this setting. So that's the reason I'm also, when we check in our system, we are unable to do any changes to this setting, that is M and transaction date. But remember that transaction date is translated on the posting date. The system will determine the translation date, and that date will take as the base to convert your exchange rate values into, in case of USD, the exchange this date would take as the base to convert your to derive your exchange rate values. So translation date is nothing but the date which is used to convert your which is the base to convert your exchange rate values to respective currencies, that is INR, USD, or Euro. So based on the and this transaction date is derived based on the posting date. So if I go and try to post any invoices, FB will try with F-43, and then we'll go to then we'll go to AB60. The reason is that you can enter the translation date here for our better understanding, and then we'll see the FB60 also. So in our scenario, what I'll do, I will take 111 as the date. Posting date, I'll take it as 10. We'll try to give a transaction date of 0511. Usually in business usually uses the posting date as the base, but to see to understand how the system is determining the exchange rate, I'm putting this value 511. And if I go back here to OB08, OB08 is a transaction code to view the exchange rates. So what I'm doing is that I'm posting a transaction in USD, and my transaction date I'm putting my address 511. So we'll see what exchange rate gets picked up. I'm giving 1000 invoice, press enter. You can see the amount in local currency is coming as 65. How 65 is getting derived? Because in the translation date I've given 511 as the date, and based on that system is deriving the value. I will just go back again, F-43. I will not maintain this time the posting. I will not maintain the exchange the translation date. I will just select 1011. 1011 is what? 50. So I'm not putting any value here. Also USD. See, based on the posting date, same posting date is getting transferred to translation date, and that date is getting picked up for your conversion of currencies. So this is how the exchange rates are getting determined. Usually posting date is the base, but we cannot change that. If you want it, you can put a translation date also if you use F-43, but in FB60 we don't have an option to enter the translation date. But in F-43, this is also vendor invoicing you can use. So you can see the translation date option is there. And also if you want to enter manually the exchange rate, you can also enter the rate also here. So I can say that I don't want to use my system rate. I can go ahead here. I can just put the value here. I can say 111. Today is 19. I will say the today's rate is 85. I don't want to use the current. I want to manually enter it. I'll just go ahead. You can see 85,000 is getting determined. So, but in most of the cases, we always use, we usually use the posting date, and let the posting date determines the exchange rate. So this is how the exchange rate gets determined. So we'll also see how we'll try to post one document. I will use file 11 420. I have not entered the translation rate. So whatever is the rate on file 11, that would be my that would be used, that date would be used as the base to convert the values into local currencies. 44,000. Click on simulate. And post. You can see here when you're posting, the rate is determined here, and by default the posting date is taken as the translation date also. So here in this screen we can see it, and the document is posted. So click on display. If you want to know the translation date, click on this header. It will tell you the translation date on which date was taken as the base to convert the values. If you get any query, this is the place you can click on this hat, and this will tell you which date was taken as the base and what was the rate on that day. So 65 was there, but 65 was the rate on that day. And if I try to see, same thing is there here, 65, and the 1 USD equal to 65 NR. So this is the transaction currency which we posted in 1000 USD. I'll try to see the value in local currency. Local currency is nothing but your company code currency. So 1000 into 65, you got 65,000. And if I click again here, group currency is my USD, and I have told systems that you have to use INR currency, that is 60,000 you have to convert into group currency. And what I've told to my system is, let me go to fins_ledger /finc_ledger.
Sir, last class when you have taken, it was showing incorrect exchange rate. That was the reason for, what was the reason for that, sir?
That I mean, the wrong rates were maintained, and therefore we are seeing the wrong values. But I've just corrected the values. I've just entered the exchange rate, but nothing on the configuration, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll also see that. So now what I'm doing is I'm going back to my currency conversion settings. Give your company code T001. T001. Now what I'm telling systems that when you're picking your group currency and hard currency, the source is company code currency. Now in this case, my source is, if I go back here, 65,000 would be the source, and which date would be taken as the base to convert? The document date would be taken as the base. See here, I'm telling the source is company code currency. So the company code currency is now 65,000. Action rate of M, and the translation date should be document date. So what is the document date in our posting? The document date is 111. Here you can see the document date is 111, right? So we'll see what is the rate that is maintained on 111. I will go back here to exchange rate. On 111 the rate is 60. Here you can see the rate is 60, right? 111 the rate is 60. So I will go to my Excel. I have to put the values. INR to USD. You have to see the rate this way, INR to USD. Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll click on position key. INR to USD, and the rate and the date is 1/11/2021. 01/11/2021. On 1/11/2008, the rate is 70. Here you can see INR to USD. It's indirect quotation because we want to know what is the value in USD, that is. So our base is INR. So 170 rupees INR is equal to 1 USD. So we have the value in USD as 65,000 and the rate is 70. So it would come as 65,000 by 70. 928.57. What value system has taken, we'll see also. 928.57. So here therefore when we see in document currency, the rate is coming, see, based on based on this date, that is on 5/11. But when I am telling to system is that for converting into group currency or hard currency, I am telling that system should take this document as a base, and on the document date the rates are differing. So therefore you are seeing a different value between the transaction currency. 1 minute, just give me a minute. Leedamma. ఉంటే తీసుకుని వేరే పని చేసుకో. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah. So here while converting, we're telling that my currency, that INR would be the base and the date would be 1/11, and therefore this value is, see, the rates are maintained in the system is 970. So 70 INR equal to 1 USD. So we got the value in 65,000. So 65,000 by 70 gives you 928.57. We'll also see the value in euro. Here is that. Yeah, we'll come to our document. Click on display currency. Hard currency is euro. The same thing. What I'm telling to system is that convert 65,000, and we'll see what is the rate for euro on 1/11. 1/11, right? Yeah, documented is 1/11. So we'll see that rate also. INR to euro. It's 80 on that date. Sorry. So 1/11. The rate is 72. Here you can see the rate is on 1/11. The rate is 72. So I will go. It should come as 902.77. 902.78. We'll see what value came. So it's coming as 902.78. See, just remember that if you don't want this setting, you can always go and change it to 00 document currency. Then document currency would be the base. Then you will see a similar value, and the rates are always picked up based on what are the rates you maintain it here in this setting. So just remember, if you posting date is the base. For transaction date we cannot enter. Then the posting date becomes as a base for all our conversion settings, and that date would take as the base to convert the values from the document currency to the respective currencies, and the rates are maintained here. And for your hard currency and your group currency, you can specify whether you want company currency, and based on these settings the system would convert the values into group currency and hard currency. So here you can specify a posting date or transaction date. Usually it would be the same, but to show a difference I've just added this value so that you can understand better way. But if you don't want, you can just put the transaction data also here, and the system would pick up the values. Again, this setting would be determined by business whether they want to use which currency, whether they want to use document currency, then you'll use 00 here. Or if they say that I want to use company code currency, you'll just put 10 here, and you can also specify what would be the date. So based on this setting, the values will always get determined. So this is how the exchange rate gets determined. Uh, any questions before we move forward?
Sir,
Yeah.
so document date cannot be a translation date as per now. Document entry date.
You want to now that if you want that, you can come here and select the translation date. So if I put translation date, by default the posting date will be picked up, and that date would become as your translation date.
Okay, so document date I should type as translation date.
Yeah, just to show difference, just to show you different. I can easily put translation date, but to show difference between the different dates, I've selected document date here, and translation date at the company code level. If you don't want, you can also select here translation date. Then both would be synced. Understanding how the rates are getting determined, I just put a different dates here.
Okay. Sir, then why they are not using like SAP saying that we should use only standard rate M, exchange rate M only?
No, yeah. So here that I have to go through the note. The last day, when I got that error, just gone through the note. But I will just share it with you also. But they are also given there was some, what do you call, resolution also. How we can fix that. But that I have not gone through that note in detail. But as them in the standard settings, this would be always M.
Okay.
And the translation would be always translation date. So, yeah, this would be always graded out. So this line would be graded
exchange rate is decided by.
out.
See, business can decide now, sir. We
Yeah,
can use what type of exchange rate.
no. M is there. But you can just put a different value also. That is M. I have to just go through the note again. But it says the same thing. If I just go back to my screen. They also given some resolution. If you don't want to use, they are given you how you can do that. You can go. You have to just understand it, and you can go it. It's not that you have to use that, but that is the standard setting. If you don't want to go with that, they also given a solution for that. How we can fix that.
Okay, sir.
So, but just remember, this is the place where you always come. This would be client specific. If you're working for one client, they will give you as user ID, and with this you can go through all the notes. What notes? If you have any issues, you can come here. You can give that error message here, and then and then if some notes are available, it will tell you how that can be fixed. For everything there will be a note, and if you don't understand this, you can always raise a issue incident with SAP. Here we come. If for example I got a ticket which is a standard, I'm not able to understand. I will click a ticket. I will click on submit a ticket, and I will share the details, and the SAP will look into that issue, and then they will come up with a solution.
Yep.
So this is how you'll be raising an incident also. So this is called as S user ID. So they give us the ID. Here your client name, everything would come. System. You'll give a description of the issue, and you will click on submit. A ticket will be raised to the SAP team. The SAP will work, and they will get back to us. So usually this is also one of the ways. But it's only for the standard issues, not for our custom solution. When I'm posting any document, if I get an error, anything standard without doing any customization, without taking the help of a technical team, if we do any settings and if we get an error, then this is how we reach out to SAP team. We will log into our portal, the customer portal, and then we'll raise it, and the SAP will work on it and will get back to us. So they'll also, if someone asks you, you can say that it's how we will reach out. Then it is called as SAP OSS ID.
Yeah, OSS position.
Sir, if the document date, posting date, translation date are three different dates,
Yeah.
so it will go back to the source currency only, sir?
Yes, it
That
will
would be
always
the base currency?
it will be always go to this currency. It will, if you don't, it will always, while doing the translation for your hard currency and your group currency, it will always go to this currency because you are specific.
Okay.
If you don't want, put the translation date, whatever is there. If you don't want to see the different value, you can always go and change this one. You can put M and you can put the translation date. It's not that you
So
have.
based on that, it will pick up translation date only, right?
Yes. So this is so you should understand this is the place where you have to come and you have to do the changes. So what till now what we did is we just maintained the exchange rates for our currencies, and then we have posted the exchange rate. I mean the invoices, and we understood that how the rates are getting picked up.
Now
Now we
this screen is predetermined currency, sir. The one which we are showing here
yeah,
predefined currency
yeah,
exchange rates.
no, it's all. I mean here somebody's already maintained the rates, but when
Yeah.
you go to live system, you have to come and maintain the rates. It will not be there either. You maintain it manually, or from any banking institutions, the rates would automatically updated on a monthly or a daily basis. We don't do. I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
it's again a business decision how they want to maintain the rates, whether they want to maintain the rates monthly or they want to maintain the rates daily. But this is the place from where the system would pick up the rates.
Okay.
Let the if it is monthly, we the consultants are responsible for maintaining the rates because this is the configuration setting. End users cannot maintain it. So someone from the team, from the support team, he would be responsible for maintaining the rates. The business will validate once the rates are there, and then from there they'll start using it. So
Oh,
it's left to the business how they want it. In most of the cases, if there's a daily rate would be there based on the interface, but in some companies they might use monthly rate. But this is the place from where the rates gets picked up.
okay.
So till now what we did is we maintained the rates, we posted the invoices. Now we will see the exchange rate difference. That is, I posted the invoice on November 1st. The rate was 70. I did the payment on 10th of November. Let it be whatever the date. The rate was 60 or 65. 65. So if it is 65, I am paying less. So there is a gain. But if the rate goes up, I have to make an extra payment. There is a loss. So how if it is a loss or a gain, how that is accounted, we'll see now. So till now we have just maintained the rates, and the system is picking up the rates and converting the values into respective currencies. Not what now what we'll do is that we'll try to make a payment, and we'll see how that exchange rate gain or loss is getting determined, and what is the configuration settings that we have to do for the exchange rate gain or loss. So we'll see that now. I have not maintained that configuration so that we'll see that error, and then we'll try to understand it. So for this, I will taken the rate as 511. What I will do, okay, let me go back here. So it was taken 511 was taken as the base. So I will just go back here. OB08, OB08. M USD to, I don't know. So we'll take the 10th, we'll take the rate of 10th, that is we have taken here 65 we have taken. We'll take this rate 70. So we'll try to make a payment on 15th. So same thing, I will go to F-53 and open one more screen so that we can understand better. /O F-53 1511 I will give. Prompting code is I will give the same date. Posting date also 1511 2021. I'm making payment in USD. Give your cash in hand account. The amount is $1,000, 1000 USD. We are making a payment to this vendor 4200400. Control Y, Control C. Press, you can click on process open items. If you want to make a specific payment to any vendor, I mean specifically one document, you can click on this document radio button, press enter. It will show this screen and you can enter this document number 23. So it will not show all the numbers, it will show only the specific document number. See only one specific document number coming. And you can see the USD is 1000 and by default the system has assigned the same value. So click on simulate, document, simulate. It gives you a message saying that exchange rate accounts are incomplete for account number 200 500 currency USD. So similarly when business tries to make any payment for account for which the exchange rates are not maintained, this is the error message that comes up, and they will be raising incidents with this error message saying that while doing payments, this is the error message which is coming, please fix it. So if you find this error message, just double click on it. Either you can click on this proceed, it will take you to the missing configuration screen. If you don't want to go with that way, just try to understand what is the error message. So it says system is saying that exchange difference GL accounts are not maintained. It's a exchange different GL accounts are incomplete for account number USD. So either if you click on this, it will take you to the missing configuration screen. If you don't want to go with that, click on close this. Come back to SAP screen. Go to SPRO, IMG, financial accounting, accounts receivable, accounts payable, business transactions, open item clearing, define accounts for exchange differences. So click on this. It will ask you for your chart of accounts. My chart of accounts is T001. Click on new entries. For which GL account we are getting error? We are getting for 200 500. So I will say 200 500. Okay. Now here if you have to specify if it is a loss, which GL account should pick up. If it is a gain, which GL account you have to pick up. So you have to create two GL accounts. Either you can create one GL account, assign it to loss and gain. If the business says that I want to track both differently, you will create two GL accounts, the GL accounts here. So again, it's business decision. In most of the cases, they will use only one GL and they will assign both here only. But if you want, you can assign a different GL account for loss and gain. So what I will do, I will go back and create one more GL account called as exchange rate gain and loss, and then we'll assign it here. So transaction code is FS00. So I will create with 4 series 4005, 41034, 5. Click on create. GL account type, primary cost of revenue, expense, one minute. I'm just putting my headset. There's a noise coming. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Some construction activity is going on, so that's the reason I put my headset. Exchange rate gain. Exchange rate account. You can give exchange gain oblique loss account. Left to you, you can create multiple GL accounts, but I will use same GL account for both my gain and loss. Therefore, I put loss and gain. Click on balance in local currencies. Sort key 001. Since it's again an expense, what we can do is that we can select it as 01. Press enter. Click on create. Just click on save. What I'll do, I'll just copy this. So remember means that for all my currencies, this setting will be applicable. If you specify currencies, again you have to maintain for each pair of currencies. So always remember, we leave this as blank and we always maintain for GL. So this is applicable across all the currency types. So that's the reason I have not maintained it. I'll just press one more time enter. I came back to my error message. I'll just click on simulate. You can see since this is in USD, you are not seeing you're seeing exchange rate as 0. But once I post it, you'll be seeing that entry in our respective currencies. So let me specify, and now we'll see post it. Correct the mark items. Document was posted. Click on display. Since it is in USD, therefore you're not seeing the exchange rate difference. But if I click on display currency and I say local currency, see it says that we have, I mean, there was exchange rate loss of 65,000 rupees. Initially it was the rate was 65,000 when we posted the invoice, but the rate increased to 70, so there was a minus of 5,000. So there's exchange rate loss because we are now paying extra. Initially would have, I mean, if the rates were same, we would have paid 65, but since the rates have gone up, we are forced to pay extra 5,000. So this is how the exchange rate gain is getting determined. So we have a loss of 5,000.
Sir, if it is a profit, it will be credited, right, sir?
No, it will be credited. Based on this, the posting would change, but the GL account would remain the same. If you don't want that, go and create one more GL and assign it here. Then only the exchange rate gain GL would come up.
Got it, sir.
Here is the configuration. If you whatever the GL account you maintain, if it is a gain, this GL will get filled up. If it's a loss, this GL account will maintain. But in most of the cases, we don't maintain separate GL accounts. We always hit to a same GL account, but it's left to the business. Then
Yep.
based on the posting, you can understand. Posting 40 is means debit, so it's exchange rate loss. Had it been grain, it would be 50. So 40 is debit. Debit is expense.
So
When
this
it's a loss.
5,000 is group currency, no? Sorry,
No,
local
it's, I mean,
currency.
it's in a local currency. This is in zero. We have not yet gone to this place. We have not gone to the group currency and hard currency. We are just looking at my local currency. That is at my INR.
That
Since
is
my company code,
company code level.
yeah,
Company
this
code
is at the
level, right?
company code level. That is at my local books of account. That is in INR. I am specifying that you have to. I mean, initially you have to make 65,000 only, but because the exchange has gone up, I was forced to pay 70, and there's a loss of 5,000.
Okay. Right, sir. This is all at company code level currency you
Huh.
are displaying,
If
right,
you
sir?
want to see the same value at your group currency, click on this. If you want to see on your hard currency, that is the group at the euro level, you will be clicking on this. So here in this euro, it's showing as a profit based on the rates
Correct.
maintained. You can say 50. But if I go back again at USD level, there's a loss. Again, these rates are getting determined based on converting the your company code currency into the respective currencies. So remember that, and then you can apply a conversion rate. Uh, so just remember that the whatever the rates are there, these rates are getting picked up from from that OB08, from that OB0 settings that we just saw. And yeah, any questions by anyone how the rates are getting determined and how this exchange rate GL accounts are getting determined? Usually we get lot many support tickets, especially on the exchange rate, either for maintenance or for understanding how these rates are getting determined, or there's missing configurations.
No, sir.
Okay, we'll
Sir, sir,
yeah,
one more, sir. Sir,
yeah.
in that screen, what is valuation gain and valuation loss, sir? In the when you're configuring GL accounts for loss and gain, there was a
Just
tab
no,
under
no,
the
wait. We have not covered that. This would come in foreign currency valuation. This is a part of month end activity. I've not covered that. So that while doing that settings, so I'll cover this. So don't worry. This is again comes a
Okay, sir.
part of
Okay, sir.
month end. So we just covered
Okay,
only
sir.
the gain and loss. So that's the reason I've just shown you this. This will come when we do the foreign currency revaluation at the month end. So
Okay, sir.
we'll cover that. I have to do this configuration. We'll understand why we do that. This is again an interview question also. What is the difference between this valuation and exchange rate? So that time we'll try to we'll do that configuration, and then we'll understand it. So probably today is Friday, right? Again, I think on Monday or Tuesday we'll cover this. So
Okay,
this
sir.
you have to cover it.
Okay,
So
sir.
this comes under valuation and this comes under translation. So exchange rate difference. So till now we have only covered the exchange rate gain and loss. Now we have not covered the valuation part. So this is how the exchange rate gets determined, and this is the place where you'll be maintaining the GL accounts. So you'll come here and you will maintain the GL accounts. Um, and one more thing. So we are done with the exchange rate part. Today we'll pick up a new topic, that is down payments. Yeah, they're called as a down payment, or we also call it as a special GL. Special GL. So this is again this. So we also get some tickets on this down payment or special GL transactions. So you'll understand what is a down payment or what is a special GL transactions, and what are the configurations which we have to do with respect to this down payment. So down payments is nothing but advances what we make to our vendors. For example, if we buy some material from vendors, they will say that you have to pay advance, then only you will supply it. So in order to track those advances, what we do is that we create special GL transactions. We call them as special GL. And one more time, let me show. So that is called a special GL transaction. Special GL transaction is nothing but like anything like advances. We call them in a down payment in SAP. You can also call it advances. So if you make any advances, the treatment is different. We will not combine with the normal business transactions. We'll try to always track. These are special GLs, and we'll also try to post to different GL accounts to a different GL account called as advances to vendors or advance from customers, whatever you want. So down payment is nothing but, or special GL is nothing but where you make any advances to your vendors or you get any advances from your customers, then we will try to put these advances in a separate GL account, and so that we can differentiate what is an advance amount and what is your normal business transactions. So in order to do that, we'll be using the special GL transactions. So remember, special GL transactions comes into the picture only when we have some advances, or when you have received some advances from your customers, or when you have paid some advances to your customers. And if you want to track these advances, we'll be creating we will creating some configuration called as special GL transactions. So this is the thing that we'll cover today. There's a lot of disturbance at my home. Mm, So here you can see the special GL transactions. So whenever you post in special GLs and transactions like advances, if you want to view, I'll be using this checkbox. This checkbox is called a special GL transaction. So when I execute it, if any special advances if I paid, this is the transaction. This check If you select this checkbox, the system will display the specific documents. And normal items nothing but the day-to-day transaction. That is what are the buy and sell you do. Those are called as your normal business transactions. So when you buy something or you sell something, that is your normal day-to-day transactions, and we call this as normal items. But if you have any advances, like advances to your customers or advances from vendors, we call them special GL transactions. And if you want to view, you'll be selecting this checkbox. So we'll see what is the configuration that you have to do for your special GL transactions, like advances to vendors or advances from customers. From customers we'll see in AR, that is AR module. Since we are doing AP, that's accounts payable, we'll restrict ourselves to vendors. So the configuration path is SPRO, IMG, financial accounting, accounts receivable, accounts payable, business transactions. You can see that in the two things, down payment received and down payment made. So when we make a down payment, you have to do the settings here. But if we receive the down payment, we have to do the settings here. So since we are making down payment to the vendors, we will do the settings here. So click on this down payment made. Select this alternative reconciliation account for down payments. Click on this icon. So these are the things which standard SCP has given. That is account type case for vendors. So the given the special generators like A, B, F, I, M, O, U, V. You can see also the description here. Down payment without us, down payment for for stocks and tangible assets, intangible assets, down payment request for current assets, financial assets. So what we'll do is that we'll select this down payment request for current assets. Just select this, double click on it. It will ask you for chart of accounts. So give your chart of accounts. So this is the screen that comes up. Here you give the recon account, that is the reconciliation account we have defined it. If I go to my FS00, I have already defined one reconciliation account for my Sanda creditors. And the same, if you have multiple reconciliation accounts, all the reconciliation accounts would come here. So if I click on this icon, the same thing is coming. So I'm selecting this recon account. So system is asking you if you make any advances, if you get any advances, to which special GL account you get posted. So so here you have to specify another reconciliation account called as advance from vendors. So what would happen whenever we try to post any advances, and if you find this special generator A, what system will do that? It will not post to this recon account. It will post to this recon account. So this recon is used for your normal business transactions, and sorry, and this special GL transaction is used to track your advances part. So what we'll do is that we'll create one special GL transaction called as one GL account called as advance from vendors, and then we will link up here, and then we'll see when we post which GL account gets picked up, whether it picks up 200, 500, or a new GL account what we are defining it here. So here is the place where you come and do the configuration. So based on this indicator, what system does it? Whenever it finds this indicator A, what it does, it will not hit this GL account, it will hit this GL account, so that we can track our special GL, so that we can track our advances. So what I'll do, I'll come back here.
So then why we are giving that recon account there if it's
The
not
recon
hitting?
account, the why we are giving recon account is that if you go understand that whenever we, so what we told is that whenever we post invoices, okay, let me go back to BP/O BP. Double click on it. I'll go back to my company code settings. Here this recon account is there. So what we told is that I mean you have multiple vendors, right? You have
Yeah.
thousands of vendors, and if you want to know how much amount do I have to put all these vendors, I need one GL account. So that GL account is called recon account. So at one go, I can find for all my vendors what is the total amount due. And similarly, if you want to track for your individual vendors, you can always go to FBL1N and you can see the values. But if your manager asks you total amount that have to make to my all my vendors, I have to sit and club each and individual vendor balances. But if I have this recon account maintained, what I can do, I can just go to this GL account 200 500. I can run and I can know for all my creditors what is the total overdue balances. So this recon account acts as a link. I mean, it acts as a link between your subledgers, that is individual vendor accounts, and to your main GL. So when we prepare our balance sheet, I will not show each individual balances. I will say that sundry creditors will pick up the balance from this GL account and will show the value. So what
Okay.
I'm trying to do is that I'm telling to system is that whenever I get any advances from vendors, don't hit this reconciliation recon account, because this is used only for your buy and sell. I mean, when you do your normal transactions. But advances as shown separately. You cannot show advances as your sale, right? I mean, this is just an advance that you have received. This is not the item you have brought it. So you have to account it to different GL account. See, for example, you have let your house as a rent, and you got some security deposit.
Yeah.
You will not
Uh,
show that amount
yeah,
under your rent
it will
account, right?
separate them.
So
Okay.
similarly here also, when if you got if you got some advances from your customers or from your vendors, we will not post to to his account. We will try to always show in a different GL account. So in order to show that separate GL account, this is the place where you come and maintain this setting. So what would happen whenever I get any security deposit or any advances, it will hit this GL account and not this GL account.
Yeah.
So
So that's what I asked, sir. This recon account, it's not reflecting the advances. Then
no,
why
no, it
this?
will not. No, no. But you have to do this. But how? So okay. Here this is how the SAP has designed it.
Here
It
we
says
have
that
to give that's it.
yeah. So here we have to specify.
Specified.
You have to specify that it should not hit this account. It should hit this account. This is how the system, the SAP has given
Yeah.
the solution.
Otherwise, if you are not specifying, it will be hitting this recon only.
It
Okay.
recon only. So
Okay.
and I'm telling that it should not hit this recon account. It should
Okay.
always hit this special.
Okay.
This he should always hit this recon account.
Special. Okay.
And this recon would also come into the picture, because I'll tell you later. What would happen is okay. What would happen is that right now you're getting advances. So I'm hitting to a special GN account. Okay, I'll explain you why this recon account is also coming. Advance. I just put a dummy GL. So I'm saying that I'll create one GL to advance 200 600. I'll show the value as 1000, 10,000. But after some to knock it off against your invoices, right? I mean, you cannot. I
Yes.
mean, so for example, for example, you have taken a security deposit, and the tenant says that adjust is against my last 3 months
Okay.
rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I will do is that I have to transfer this advance amount to my normal recon account. So
Normal record.
that is
Okay.
the reason we link up both
Yeah.
recon account and special GL
Okay.
account. So we can take that example. What would happen when we do the entire setting? You'll understand. So right now, what I'm doing, I'm only we got an advance, but the vendor would say that settle this advance against my open invoices. Then what I will do, I will transfer this advance balance from my
The
recon from my special GL to my recon account.
recon.
So therefore, we link up both recon account and special GL recon account. Just give me a minute. There's a lot of noise that here made my place because of the construction. Just give me a minute. Yeah, now it is less here. So that's the reason we link up both a recon account and special recon account. So right now I have this recon account. What I'll do is I'll create one more special GL recon account called as advances from advances to vendors, and then we will see how the whole cycle. So we'll go to FS00. Advances to vendors is an asset because our money is with them, so it would be an asset account. And our asset account starts with 1 series. So what I'll do, I'll create with 100, 100, 100, 100. Click on create. It's already there, huh? Okay. I'll use 100, 110. It's not there, so I click on this. Same balance sheet account. Advance to vendors, because we have paid advances, our money is with them, so it is an asset. So I'm selecting asset. Advance to vendor. Advances to vendor account. Click on control data. Again it's a recon account because I want to track it. So I will say it's again vendors. Click on CBI and give YB67. That is the field stress group given by SAP for recon accounts. Click on save. So I've now created a new GL account called as 100, 100, 110 to track the advances by what I'm doing to my what I'm paying to my vendors. So I'll say come here. I'll say 100. 1 minute. Press enter. Press enter. Where is this advances? Yeah. And just click on save. So now the link up is there between our recon account and special GL account. So this is the only configuration which we do. Apart from there's nothing else. Now what I will do, I will just go to end user screen. That is okay. Let me go back /n. Accounting. This is end user screen. Now what business does it? Does is they come to this transaction, financial accounting, accounts payable, document entry. Where is this down payment?
Above bill of exchange.
Above bill of exchange. Oh yeah, down payment. Yeah, thank you. So transaction code is F-48. Like you can either use directly F-48 or you can you can go with this path. So I'll say 1911. I'll give today's date 2021. Yeah, select the vendor. You can select any of the vendors. So I'll select the bottom ones. This one ABC. Okay. So whenever you're doing any down payments, this would be required under the special GL indicator. So with this, the system understands this is not a regular business transaction, it's a separate business transactions. So therefore you can see when I'm doing my down payment, is asking for a special GL indicator. And we have created a special GL indicator called as A. It will ask you from which bank account you want to do a payment. So I have not yet created bank, so I can use cash in hand account. I will say 10,000 rupees. I'm doing an advance to my vendors. Advance to vendor. Invalid data. Person. Customer is not defined. Post. Hmm. 4200. Customer is not. Why it's asking this error? Customer 4200 is not defined. Entry, so yeah. Should not be the case. Vendors, econ account is there. Slash and OBXR. OB by the vendor only upgraded properties. I'm getting error. Just give me a minute. Let me think. Maintain the customer master record in company code T07 or correct the account number. Slash BP slash NBP start. These are only vendor settings, but why it's coming here? System is saying this customer ID is not there here. He wants, it is expecting a customer ID here so that it can, for that we have to do the BP configuration again. What are the settings which we did for vendors? We have to do the same settings for our customers. Then that customer ID would come here and then we will be able to do it. Error I am able to understand, but I've not yet come back to, I've not yet started the BP, the customer part. Mm. 100, 500. Let me create that settings and then we'll see it. And I will just cover back again the same settings in AR. But let me just check. SPRO, IMG, financial accounting, accounts receivable, accounts payable. No, not this. Yeah, accounts receivable, customer accounts, master data. T01. I'm doing the settings which we did for vendors. I'm doing settings now for my customer. Let me do that. Create number ranges. Don't worry, we'll do this same setting again when we do the ER part, so that you don't have to worry. Let me SPR IMG financial accounting cross application components. Set a business partner, number agent grouping, define number ranges. What are the free number ranges we have? 4200 to 42500. 4200 401. No, 500 to 420099. T1 4200500. 500. 4200. 1, 2, 3. The same thing what we did for vendors, I'm doing for customers. So T001, but we'll redo it again. When we do the ER part. So yeah. So SPR no.
Sir, but why do we need to create customers, sir, when we are doing advance payment?
No, it's
for,
expecting
down
a customer.
payment?
No, it's expecting a customer also. If you see that error, it says this is a standard error. So it's okay. Let me go back to my screen. It's expecting a customer also. I mean, based on that error message, only I'm doing the setting.
Yes, I got it, sir, but I just wanted to check.
But in my previous configurations, I'm not opened it. When let us see first if it gets that error fix. Otherwise, I have to do some research on this one, because when I did for other sessions, it didn't came. I don't remember whether I did the account groups I've maintained, but I've never. I mean, this error was never encountered. But since it was throwing that error message, which is very. I mean, it's pretty standard. So let me do it one more time. F dash 44. F-48. F-48. But it should not ask. Wait 1 minute, I'll just copy this. Message number 5102. Oh. There's an issue with the posting key. Yeah, we got that error fixed. Yeah. Oh, fucking. Somebody changed the posting key. That is the issue. Yeah. I will just try to explain it one more time. O B slash and OB. Yeah. This posting key is there, right? 2939. Somebody has put it as customer. I think that is what the note says. 29 slash and OB 41. Somebody did the check settings at OB 41. 29. It says vendor only, right? But nobody did a change. 29, 39. Is that a vendor only? Give me control. 29A will be 41 debit. Nothing. Same setting is there. Please go on settings for the posting key for the vendor down payment FBKP. It should be special GL 2919. Dash 48 special GL indicator. Credit vendor is only there, which is correct. 29 more. 29 is debit and somebody did some change, so that's the error that's coming. But just give me a minute. We can fix it out. 39. What is F if we can find F? See, somebody what they did is, the error I was able to understand, I'll just show you. Okay, I'll just go to the P also, the same place, special gene indicator. So our special gene indicator was K and we are doing for A. So what someone has done is that they have put it as F here. And F is maintained for customers. If I maintain it here as A, the error should go off. So what error says that F is for customers, and how would I was able to find? If I go back here, you can see F is maintained for, where is F? F is for D. D is for vendors. So that's the reason it was asking for customers. But now we'll see whether that error, whether it works or not. It should work now. 1911. Because we didn't go, because for few sessions it didn't got an error, but I was just thinking that it has been maintained. But we'll see now. No, okay. See now that, okay. Maybe our dash 48, 11, and special really better. Yeah. Now, cash in hand. Same error is coming. Vendors. Here the radio button is for vendors, so which is correct. Next in 39, 29 and 39. This is again for vendors. This is also mentioned correctly only. This is for A. Let me work on this one. Probably it will take some time, but I will just fix it today, and then probably we can continue tomorrow. I think tomorrow we'll try to have one more session so that we can clear this down payment, and then we can pick up a new topic. I mean, I'll just explain the whole cycle from right from the down payment till how the down payment is adjusted for all the invoices. I mean, till the vendor payment part. I think I have to just we know the error, but I'm not able to fix it. Somebody did some changes to the in the system settings, because as per it should say we are getting the same thing whatever they've shown it. The note says, I mean, what are the description the note says, and it also gives a solution. But when I see it's matching, but still we are getting that error. So let me check. I will also explain you what I've done it, so that you can also understand it.
Okay, sir, no problem.
Yeah, we'll stop the session here. Tomorrow we'll just check if everyone is available. We'll try to have an hour session. I will try to complete the advances, the whole advance cycle, right from the creation. The creation part is done. We'll do the posting cycle, the vendor invoice posting. The vendor payment. Vendor advance payment posting, then invoice posting, how we do the transfer, and how to see the balances. So that would be the whole cycle. I'll just check what time is available tomorrow. If all of them are available, we'll try to have it on tomorrow or either on Sunday. If not, then we'll continue from Monday. Yeah. But I'll give you an update. Yeah. And also share the document which I prepared for the payment terms. I'll share it with you. So till payment terms you can complete it, and then you can Then we will see this foreign currency, and foreign currency also share it. Then we can see this down payment and then the withholding tax part. Next week we'll try to complete the withholding tax and the automatic payment run, and then we will do this foreign currency valuation. So that time we'll see again. Yeah. So we will continue. We'll check and we'll get back to you whether we'll have session tomorrow or it's again on Monday. We'll keep you posted. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So then, yeah. Thank you all. We'll wind up and we'll connect again either tomorrow or on Monday.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Thanks. Bye-bye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.